For the company's year-end dinner, our boss said he'd treat everyone to an Alaskan king crab feast that cost 8,000 wage 80 rage per person. But I was stopped dead at the entrance of Agzra's Seafood and Caviar. The new HR manager spread her hands. Sorry, I didn't make a reservation for you. Let's be real, you're out wining and dining clients every day. You won't miss this one meal.
Yeah, save the company some cash. Just get your sugar dad to treat you instead.
I remember you used to squat on the side of the road, eating takeout, just to close a deal. How long have you been top sales, and you're already putting on airs? I treat every employee the same. Everyone else is eating crab. And so are you. It's all the same. Now go squat on the curb and eat it.
I laughed bitterly. How the hell is king crab the same as a processed crab stick? Fine. If that's the case, then a $50 million order is the same as any other, and I'm not staying. I stared at the bento in my hand and said nothing.
There, happy now? You're such a drama queen. Everyone was having a great time till you showed up and ruined the mood for everybody. After you eat, you owe everyone an apology. Don't let this ruin the night for us.
Come on, today we hit 30 millions in sales. Mr. Tyler's treating us. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
It doesn't matter what we eat. Why make a scene over something so trivial?
I knew damn well we hit 30 million in sales that day. And 29 million of that came from deals I closed single-handedly. I couldn't believe it. A victory banquet for the revenue I brought in, and I wasn't even allowed inside to eat? I let out a cold snort, held up the bento, and held it out to one of the coworkers. If you really think it doesn't matter what we eat, perfect. Let's swap. You eat this. The coworker waved their hands frantically and stepped back several spaces. Mia rolled her eyes.
The restaurant can't add any more tables anyway. We got you the bento, so take it or leave it.
This is a company dinner, and every employee has the right to attend. You messed up and forgot to book a spot, so you should take the fall. Why don't you sit this one out instead?
You? Come on, Sophia, that's not fair. We barely get a nice deal like this once a year, unlike you who's out eating fancy food with clients every day.
Exactly. We saw you eating at 11 Madison Court last week. It's not like you're missing out on anything.
Their snide remarks finally made it clear where all this resentment was coming from. I wanted to laugh out of anger. Was I supposed to take clients closing multi-million-dollar deals to a fast food banco shop? And besides, I only ever expelled what was within the company's budget. I didn't know a single employee who would go as far as I'd for this company, and yet this was the snide backlash I got in return.
If you could close deals like I do, you'd be eating at 11 Madison House every night too.
Enough! Sophia, you're being so entitled. All that fancy food you eat with clients? Those opportunities were handed to you by your coworkers. You can't even handle swapping places with them for one night?
I was stunned. I was the one who closed the deals with those clients, so of course I was the one winning and dining them. How is that my coworkers giving me opportunities? Was it my fault they couldn't land clients themselves?
I remember when you first started, you'd squat outside a client's office, shoveling down takeout just to close a deal. Now you're demanding fine dining every single night? Would it kill you to skip one fancy meal?
If everyone was eating this tonight, I wouldn't have a single problem with it. But you're all going in for an $8,880 Alaskan king crab feast, while you make me eat this $6.99 crab bastic bento alone. Whoever wants it can have it. When you offer food to a wandering pup, it will at least wag its tail to show gratitude. Without the opportunities, she could never afford this simple ailey meat. Certain individuals check Zebent manners, less than ordinary Saufoer.
Looks like you've gotten a taste of the good life and forgotten your place, huh? Spoiled rotten. And now you're getting too big for your boots. I'm going to put you in your place. From now on, at every company gathering, you will squat on the curb and eat takeout. I'm going to teach you to appreciate the struggle. You can sit at the table with us again when you learn to follow the company's orders without question.
My heart sank. I joined this company to prove my abilities and cut my teeth in the industry. Miss Claire had treated me little sister, taken me under her wing, and gave me my shot. I worked my ass off to land deals and grow the company for her. I never thought that after a Miss Claire left from after an Australia live-in husband charge, and now I knew I'd been hired as mistress as Claire, so she'd targeted me from day one, dead set on pushing me out the door.
Now they weren't even pretending to hide it anymore. Fine. If they were all in cahoots to keep me from the table, so be it. I didn't need their stupid meal anyway, but I was responsible for 90% of this company's revenue. If I left, they wouldn't even have a bowl to eat out of. Once I made up my mind, I walked straight into the restaurant. Waiter! This woman isn't with our party. This is a fine dining establishment. You can't just let any random riff-raff walk in off the street.
The waiter quietly explained that I had my own separate reservation. Mia curled her lip in disbelief and warned the waiter to keep an eye on me, saying I'd probably dine and dash.
In no time, a steady stream of dishes arrived at my table. Bluefin tuna otoro, white truffle risotto, the works. Mia and my colleagues stared, eyes wide, swallowing hard. The king crab on their plates suddenly didn't seem so impressive anymore. Tyler flagged down the waiter again.
Why is her food different from ours? We paid a fortune for our reservation, for God's sake.
Sir, you booked our entry-level $8,888 per person package. That lady has ordered our $120,000 top-tier tasting menu, the most expensive set we offer. Naturally, the food selections will be different. We'd be happy to upgrade your reservation for you. Would you like to proceed?
The cost of the set meals they were currently eating was already making Tyler's heart bleed. Had it not been for Mia's constant coaxing, he never would have brought his employees here to dine. Mia was green with envy, her eyes blazing.
See? I told you. She's been embezzling from the company to fund this lifestyle. No one spends money like this if they earned it honestly.
Mia raised her voice loud enough for the entire restaurant to hear, deliberately turning every head in the room toward me.
Ugh, some people really know how to use their bodies to climb their way up. For all we know, she might have already contracted a disease. It's absolutely disgusting.
The entire restaurant went quiet, and everyone turned to stare at me with judgment in their eyes.
What? She has an STD and she's out here using public silverware? That's so irresponsible.
She looks so put together, but she's an escort? Waiter, what's wrong with this restaurant? How did you let someone like her in here? I can't believe you're saying this.
Mia and my colleagues snickered behind their hands. It's true, we work with her. We didn't invite her because her physical exam came back abnormal, but she snuck in anyway to put everyone at risk. The restaurant erupted in protests, and the waiter stood in front of my table, looking utterly helpless. My coworkers all wore smug grins, waiting to watch me get thrown out of the restaurant. I calmly picked up my phone from the table and held it up for them to see. I've been recording every single word of your slander from the moment you opened your mouth. Keep talking, and you'll be served with a lawsuit tomorrow. The smile dropped right off Mia's face, and the rest of my snickering colleagues fell silent. The waiter immediately understood what was happening.
Ma'am, if you continue to harass our other guests, we will have to escort you out of the restaurant.
Mia opened her mouth to snap back, but caught sight of the burly security force by the door and thought better of it. Mia's eyes darted back and forth, and she leaned in to whisper something in Tyler's ear. When they finally went quiet, I thought I'd be able to enjoy my meal in peace, and didn't think anything more of it. It wasn't until I finished eating and asked for the check that the waiter handed me the bill.
Good evening, ma'am. Your total comes to $588,000.
What? I frowned deeply. It wasn't that I couldn't afford it. It was that there was no way I'd spent that much on my meal alone. I looked up. Tyler was putting his arm around Mia, standing with their group right next to the cash register. Every single one of them was carrying 2 huge bags stuffed with premium gourmet gift caskets. When our eyes met, Tyler picked at his teeth with a toothpick, smugly.
We had a little chat. That huge bonus you're getting? You owe it all to the company and your co-works for supporting you. So consider this your thank you to us. You're picking up the tab tonight.
I closed 90% of this company's deals, and I'm supposed to thank you? I almost laughed out loud.
Damn right. If your coworkers hadn't stepped aside and let you take all those deals, you never would have been top sales. The least you can do is buy us dinner.
Tyler waved his hand dismissively and made a final ruling.
All right, that's settled. From now on, every time you close a deal, you're treating everyone here for dinner. Consider it your way of thanking us for our support.
Before I could get a word in, the group erupted in cheers.
Thank you, Mr. Tyler. Holy crap, with how fast Sophia closes deals, we could eat here every week.
Can we bring plus-uns? I want to take my girlfriend here. She's never been somewhere this fancy.
Bring 'em. Bring everyone. Next time we'll get the most expensive menu. It's the least Sophia owes us. But this time around, you're on a $128,000 dining package all by yourself, while everyone else is stuck with the $8,880 per person set. You need to look at the bigger picture and stop being so petty. Here's how this goes. We'll deduct the price difference from your salary and make it up to everyone else. Don't let it happen again.
I refused him outright. I laughed out of sheer exasperation. So you're essentially using my income to do favors for others?
The atmosphere turned icy in an instant, and my coworkers all
Are you serious, Sophia? You rake in hundreds of thousands of dollars in commission every month. You're really going to nickel and dime us over this?
I spoke up.
My money is money I worked my ass off for. It's not a handout from the company. If the company wants to do a team building event, don't dip into my paycheck to pay for it.
What do you mean your money? The company is the one that pays you. You've gotten so much from this company, and now it's time for you to give back. You've got a lot of nerve. Without this company's platform and training, you'd be nothing. If you want to keep your job, you'll do as you're told.
Tyler shot me a vicious glare and spit out one final line.
You're threatening my customers now? Either way, you're paying this bill tonight.
With that, he turned and stormed out with the rest of the group in tow. I turned to the stunned waiter standing beside me, frowned, and said, "What are you standing there for? You just watched a group of people dine and drash. Call 911 now." The waiter finally snapped out of it, fumbled for her phone. The police arrived incredibly quickly. The group hadn't even gotten a block away before they were escorted back to the restaurant.
Sophia, you called the cops on me?
Tyler screamed at the top of his lungs, completely unhinged.
You want to burn this bridge that badly? Do you even want to keep your job? Let me make this clear. I can fire you with one single sentence.
With the way he was acting, I'd have to be an idiot to keep working there. I shrugged, completely unfazed. Be my guest. But before you fire me, make sure you have my severance package ready. The very next day, I gave him exactly what he wanted and handed in my resignation. But when I checked my bank account, my $720,000 monthly commission had vanished entirely. Not a single cent had been deposited. When I confronted Tyler, he put on a dramatic, fake look of shock.
What? Someone like you has the nerve to ask for your bonus? Are you kidding me? What? Someone like you actually dares to ask for a bonus? Are you joking? You've committed serious workplace violations and improper personal relations, which have badly harmed the company's reputation. More, involved the police yesterday, brought great embarrassment and onvoting. Your bonus will be fully revoked to make up for the losses and negative insanctis.
My coworkers all jumped in to back him up, swearing under their breath.
We all witnessed everything. There's no way you landed all those key deals without using improper personal favors to get ahead in the company. Exactly. You stole all our clients, and then you called the cops and embarrassed the whole company.
I laughed out of sheer rage. You're blaming me because you can't close your own deals? You tried to dine and dash, and you're pinning it on me? Have you no shame? Tyler was even more emboldened, leaning in and sneering at me.
I'll make this clear. If you want to keep your position, you must hand over 70% of your monthly commission to be divided equally among the team. Refuse to comply, and you'll have to leave the company immediately. But think long and hard about this. Walk out that door, and you'll never work in this industry again. I'll make sure of it.
That was a blatant, unmistakable threat. It was clear he still hadn't figured out whether I needed the company or the company needed me. I signed the resignation papers without the slightest hesitation, then walked out while he shouted harsh words behind me. When I got home, I called my sister and told her I'd quit. She immediately arranged for me to join our family company. The very first thing I did when I started was cancel all of Carter Industries' contracts with my former employer.
Tyler completely panicked. He called in every favor he had, begging to find out how he'd offended this critical client. He groveled and begged for another chance, promising to show us just how sincere he was. Remembering he still owed me my unpaid bonus, I nodded to Liam and agreed to meet with him one more time. We met at the very same restaurant where the team dinner had been held. Azur seafood and caviar.
The second I walked through the door, Mia, who'd been waiting for ages, shot me a look of pure contempt.
Well, well, you walked out so confidently before, but here you are today, tail between your legs, begging for a second
The rest
chance.
of the group chimed in, sneering.
Now you know how hard it is to find a good job, huh? Where else are you going to get the kind of pay Tyler gave you? You never knew how good you had it.
Tyler let out a cocky snort.
You think you can just walk out and waltz back in whenever you want? This isn't your house. If you want to come back, it's not going to be easy. If you want your position back, you will kneel down, bow 3 times, and apologize to me. You'll also sign an agreement to only receive your base salary with no commissions or additional benefits. From then on, you will stay humble and strictly follow all workplace arrangements without any objections. If you want your position back, you will kneel down, bow 3 times, and apologize to me. You'll also sign an agreement to only receive your base salary with no commissions or additional benefits. From then on, you will stay humble and strictly follow all workplace arrangements without any objections.
My coworkers all piled on, urging me on.
What are you waiting for? Apologize to Mr. Tyler and thank him for giving you a second chance.
I said nothing. Tyler took my silence as compliance, grinned, and snapped his fingers at a waiter.
Waiter, upgrade all our meals to the most expensive tasting menu. We're hosting a very important guest today, and she'll be picking up the tab at the end of the meal.
He turned back to me, his voice dropping to a vicious snarl.
Don't even think about pulling any more of your little tricks today. I begged and pleaded to get a meeting with the representative from Carter Industries. I need to show him how sincere I am. If you ruin this, you'll never be able to pay me back, not in a million years.
Just then, Liam walked through the door. Tyler and Mia rushed over, bowing deeply and holding out their hands to shake his.
Mr. Liam, you're here. Is the representative with you? We need her to see how sincere we are and consider the partnership between Carter Industries and Hale Global Solutions.
When Liam saw me, he ignored them completely, walked straight over to my table, and addressed me with the utmost respect.
Mrs. Sophia.
The entire room froze at that address. I curled the corner of my mouth into a cold smile. Mr. Tyler, I've seen your sincerity. I'm here today to inform you that, effective immediately, Carter Industries will never do business with Hale Global Solutions again.
What?
Mia and my face twisted into all went deathly pale.
A flash of panic crossed Tyler's face, but he was the first to snap out of it, forcing a nervous laugh.
Mr. Liam, that's a terrible joke. You can't just call some random woman Mrs. Sophia. You almost had me there for a second.
My coworkers immediately relaxed, laughing along.
Oh, it's just a joke. You scared the hell out of us. I actually thought the big shot from Carter Industries was someone who used to work at our company. Yeah, that's not a funny joke at all. That was terrifying.
Her? Compared to Miss Sophia from Carter Industries? That's the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. Mamia shot me a look utter vain.
How dare you speak to her that way? You begged and pleaded for a meeting with Miss Sophia, and this is how you treat her? Is this your company's idea of professionalism?
Tyler immediately put on a groveling smile, bowing and straping.
Of course not. I have nothing but the utmost respect for your company. I was talking about this former employee of ours. Look closely, sir. She's not Mrs. Sophia. Don't let her fool you. We fired her for gross misconduct and inappropriate, unprofessional behavior. And now she's here chasing you down to weasel her way into your good graces.
Tyler turned back to me, his face dark with rage, and hissed a threat under his breath.
Get the hell out of that seat right now. That's reserved for Mrs. Sophia from Carter Industries. You don't deserve to sit there.
Tyler kept barking orders at me, completely oblivious to Liam's face turning darker and darker with rage. Tyler turned back to me, his face dark with rage, and hissed a threat under his breath.
Get the hell out of that seat right now. That's reserved for Mrs. Sophia from Carter Industries. You don't deserve to sit there.
Tyler kept barking orders at me, completely oblivious to Liam's face turning darker and darker with rage. Liam had finally had enough.
Are you suggesting I don't know my own boss when I see her?
Tyler let out a shocked gasp, hesitated for a second, and spoke in a tentative, nervous voice.
There's no way, right? It must just be a look-alike. I can promise you she's not Mrs. Sophia. She's just a low-level former employee.
Mia jumped in too, speaking in a sickly sweet, syrupy voice.
Mr. Liam, this woman is a real piece of work. She's probably just pretending to be her. You have no idea.
This woman will do anything to close a deal and make money. She slept her way through the industry and turned our entire company upside down. That's why Mr. Tyler had no choice but to fire her.
I shot Liam a look, and he immediately understood. His brows furrowed deeper and deeper.
Are you accusing her of sleeping with people just to close deals?
The surrounding coworkers all jumped in to corroborate the lie. Yes, that's exactly what she does. She'll do anything to close a deal, stole all our clients, and sold herself just to get a bonus.
Who knows why she works so hard for it? Doesn't she care about catching something? Doing this at her age, she's ruined her whole life.
Exactly. She's so petty and greedy over money, she was a cancer on this company. The group all nodded along, some even adding made-up details to make the lie sound more real. Liam couldn't take it anymore. He slammed his fist down on the table so hard, the glasses rattled.
Open your goddamned eyes and look at her. This is Mrs. Sophia Carter of Carter Industries. Her father is the wealthiest man in the Northeast. Your entire company isn't worth even a fraction of her annual allowance. What in the hell gave you the nerve to spread these lies about her?
It finally hit Tyler. Every word Liam had said from the start was the truth.
Sophia? Mrs. Sophia?
She's actually Mrs. Sophia from Carter Industries?
We're screwed. All the things we said and did to her, we're so dead.
Only Mia was still shaking her head, refusing to believe it, her jaw set stubbornly as she doubled down. Stop pretending. I saw your employee file. It said your parents were farmers. There's no way you're the daughter of a billionaire.
I see right through you. You hooked up with Mr. Liam just to get him on your side, didn't you? Always pulling the same cheap tricks. Do you honestly think I'd fall for that?
Tyler, who knew how to read a room, immediately knew it was all true. His face turned purple with terror. He scrambled to his feet and clamped a hand over Mia's mouth as hard as he could.
Mrs. Sophia, don't listen to her. She's lost her mind. She's talking nonsense.
She's crazy? What about you? What was it you said earlier? If I wanted my job back, I had to do what exactly? A look of utter humiliation crossed Tyler's face, and he got down on his knees in front of the entire restaurant.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Sophia. I was blind and didn't recognize your status. Please, just let this go. I'm begging you.
I didn't even glance down at him.
Tyler was sweating bullets, desperate. Finally, he steeled himself and slapped himself hard across the face. A bright red hand mark immediately swelled up on his cheek. When I still said nothing, he grinned his teeth and slapped himself over and over again. It wasn't until his entire face was swollen like a balloon that I finally told him to stop.
With that, Tyler spun around and yelled at the group behind him.
What are you all standing there for? Get over here and apologize to Mrs. Sophia, now!
My coworkers all looked terrified and humiliated, and under Tyler's furious glares, they all stumbled over themselves to apologize to me. I watched the entire pathetic spectacle unfold, and I'd gotten everything I wanted. I stood up to leave.
Mrs. Sophia, we've apologized. We've made amends. Can you please reconsider the Carter Industries contracts?
But Tyler's desperate voice called out from behind me. I let out a cold laugh. Do you think your apology is worth something? Your apology only addresses the slander and lies you spread about me. I said it from the start, and I meant it. Carter Industries will never, under any circumstances, do business with Hale Global Solutions again.
With that, I turned and walked away, not looking back once, no matter how desperately Tyler begged and pleaded behind me.
After I resigned, Carter Industries cut all ties with Hale Global Solutions. On top of that, I'd been the one closing nearly every single client and deal for the company, while they all sat comfortably in their offices doing nothing. Now that I was gone, they were running around like headless chickens, with no clue what to do. Weeks went by, and they didn't close a single new contract. On top of that, their inventory was piling up, and they had no cash flow to keep the business afloat. With nowhere else to turn, Tyler started staking out the entrance to my office building, waiting for me to arrive for work. The second he saw me, he wailed and tried to lunge at me, but the security guards immediately stepped in and held him back. I hadn't seen him in months, and he'd aged a decade. When he saw me, he broke down into tears, snot and all, sobbing hysterically. He begged me to talk to him, but I couldn't. Tyler's eyes darted away, a clear admission that was exactly what he thought.
Our company is just a small business. We can't compete with Carter Industries. All you have to do is say the word, and no one will dare work with us. Blacklisting us from the entire industry is nothing for a company like yours.
I laughed bitterly at his accusatory tone and told him flat out, "The reason you have no business is because you're all completely unprofessional. Have any of your sales personnel actually gone out and hustled for clients? Have any of you taken the time to actually understand what your customers need? Stop blaming everyone else for your failures. And rest assured, Carter Industries isn't that petty or bored."
Even though I'd called him out on his lie, Tyler didn't get angry. His eyes darted back and forth, clearly scheming something. After a long moment, Tyler put on a sickly sweet, groveling smile and had the audacity to make another demand.
Mrs. Sophia, you started out at our company. Sure, we had a little misunderstanding before, but we apologized. You wouldn't want to see Hale Global Solutions go under, would you? Carter Industries has such massive demand. If you just let a little bit of that work trickle down to us, it would be more than enough to keep us afloat.
Please, for the sake of our history, can we resume our long-term partnership?
I truly underestimated just how shameless he was. He actually still thought he could weasel a partnership out of me. My eyes turned ice cold. Tyler, do you think I'm a pushover? Is that why you keep testing my limits over and over again? Letting the past go without further action was already me showing you mercy. And now you have the nerve to ask Carter Industries to sign a contract with Hale Global Solutions? Up until now, I haven't had Carter Industries blacklist you, but if you keep testing my patience, I'll have you blacklisted from this entire industry before the day is over. I mean every word. With that, I signaled to the security guides to throw him out and told them to tighten up security so he could never get near the building again. I thought that would be the end of it, but that same night, a video went viral on TikTok. Billionaire Heiress runs a mosh, sees hardworking man's business. The collapse of an innocent company is just a rich girl's plaything. In the video, Tyler held up his driver's license, sobbing hysterically as he recounted his fabricated version of events.
I'm just a small business owner, a middle-aged man who worked his ass off to build something from nothing. After years of hard work, my business was finally taking off when this untouchable billionaire heiress joined my company under a fake name.
Tyler panned the camera around to his coworkers standing behind him as if he was speaking for them.
I'm just a small business owner, a middleman who worked his ass off to build something from nothing. After years of hard work, my business was finally taking off when this untouchable billionaire heiress joined my company under a fake name.
Tyler panned the camera around to his coworkers standing behind him as if he was speaking for them.
Of course, a spoiled little heiress like her was never going to actually work. From the day she arrived, she turned the entire company upside down. She didn't follow a single one of our company rules. Instead, she demanded that every single thing in the company go her way. If we didn't do what she said, she'd throw a fit and burn everything to the ground. We're just a small company. All of us eat takeout for lunch every day. But this little princess demanded to eat at 11 Madison Park every single night. How could we possibly afford that? Last time, just because we didn't let her have her fancy dinner, she pulled out her real identity and forced me to get on my knees and beg her for mercy.
It's true. Anyone in the company who doesn't listen to her gets insulted by her.
Besides, she has bad personal conduct and has ruined our company.
Mr. Tyler asked her to leave to protect everyone, but she took revenge on him. She is also trying to make our company go bankrupt.
Tyler held up his phone to the camera and played a video, the very same one from that day at Azure Seafood and Caviar, showing him apologizing to me and slapping himself in the face. The video showed Tyler crying and begging for forgiveness, slapping himself over and over again. The video was shot from a manipulative angle and heavily edited to make it look like I was abusing my wealth and status to bully a helpless small business owner. The video immediately ignited fury across the internet, and I was hit with a tidal wave of online harassment.
Who does she think she is? It's the 21st century. She really doesn't see other people as human, does she? That doesn't give her the right to humiliate people like that.
At the end of the video, Tyler and his employees hugged each other and cried.
Please, Mrs. Hylist, have mercy. Spare our lives and our livelihoods.
The second the video was posted, it exploded, shooting straight to the top of the trending charts. In his video, Tyler never directly named me, but he accidentally dropped plenty of clues about my identity. It didn't take long for internet sleuths to dig up who I was, and thousands of self-rightful netweavers flooded my social media with hate and veneer. As the online harassment got worse and worse, with thousands of hateful posts about me every day, even my sister called me multiple times, asking if she wanted her to step in and handle it. I turned her down every time. If I had the posts taken down now, it would only make it look like I was using my wealth to silence the truth and make Tyler's lies seem even more believable. Even if I came out and clarified the truth right now, proving every single one of his lies was fake, it wouldn't matter. In this climate, everyone was caught up in their rage against the evil rich, who would actually stop to listen to the truth. I told my team to do absolutely nothing. I waited until the public opinion had reached its absolute peak. Then I had someone call Tyler for me. Call Tyler Reed. Tell him I want to meet. When he finally picked up, his tone was completely different from the groveling mess he'd been before.
Well, if it isn't the billionaire heiress. I already transferred your unpaid salary to you, right? We're square. Why are you calling a little nobody like me?
You know exactly what you've done recently. I'm talking about the video you posted online, smearing my name.
So what? Smearing? I was just telling the truth. Those are the real opinions of your former boss and colleagues, everyone who actually worked with you. Instead of reflecting on your own behavior, you're blaming me?
I'm just reminding you to have a conscience. Your slander has caused severe damage to my personal reputation and my company's image. You need to ask yourself if you can handle the consequences of your actions.
Ha ha ha. I'm so scared. Is that a threat? Slander? What proof do you have that I lied about anything? We have dozens of witnesses who can corroborate every single thing I said. You called me today. What do you think will happen if I post this call online and say you're privately threatening me? How do you think the internet will react?
My tone didn't waver in the slightest. I was done playing games with him. What do you want in exchange for posting a public retraction and clarification?
Ha ha ha. Well, who would have thought? Where's that arrogant attitude you had before?
I'll tell you what. If you want to fix your reputation and get me to clear your name, you'll apologize to me in front of the entire public, and you'll promise to donate $70 million a year to Hale Global Solutions. Only then will I consider it. Otherwise, don't even bother.
I almost laughed at the number. He actually thought I was some naive sucker he could milk for millions. Fine. We'll hold a press conference next Monday, and you can issue your clarification then. I agreed so quickly that he sounded genuinely shocked. He immediately snapped a warning.
Don't even try to call this extortion. I talked to a lawyer. This is a normal commercial donation. It doesn't count as blackmail or extortion.
I gave him the time and location of the press conference, hung up, and immediately dialed another number. Next Monday, he was in for the show of his life. In the days leading up to the press conference, Tyler leaked to the press that I'd reached out to him to beg for a settlement. Tyler even did multiple live streams, and when his viewers asked about the settlement, he confirmed it with a fake, humble tone.
Yes, she did reach out to me. Sigh. She's just a young girl who made a mistake. If she's willing to admit she was wrong, I'm happy to give her a second chance.
Tyler was grinning from ear to ear at the comments, but he put on a fake, humble act for the stream.
None of this would be possible without all of your support. Without the public standing with me, I never would have gotten this long overdue apology. This is all of your win. I invite every single one of you to tune in next Monday. I'll be live streaming the entire
The viewers
thing.
all promised to tune in, desperate to watch the spoiled rich errant apologize for her crimes. Monday rolled around quickly, and I arrived at the press conference venue bright and early. The room was packed with reporters and journalists from every major media outlet. It wasn't until the exact start time that Tyler finally showed up, with his team of coworkers in tow. Tyler had clearly pulled out all the stops for this apology conference. He'd even brought 2 people with him to live stream the entire thing for his followers.
All right, that's good enough for now. You can start your apology.
Every eye in the room, and every camera lens, immediately turned to me. I smiled and spoke clearly into the microphone. I've invited all of you here today to announce that I have officially filed a defamation lawsuit against Tyler Bennett and 23 employees of his company for the severe damage they have caused to my personal and professional reputation. The second I finished speaking, the smug grin dropped right off Tyler's face. A second later, he flew into a rage, slamming his hands on the table.
So you weren't here to apologize at all today. How dare you? Don't you know
I shot him a cold, sharp look and immediately signaled to Liam to play the evidence we'd compiled. Liam quickly sorts out his computer and gets ready to play the video. We played audio of them slandering and defaming me, records of them trying to steal my unpaid bonus, and the police report from the night they tried to dine and dash and stick me with the bill. And finally, the audio recording of his recent call where he demanded $70 million a year in exchange for a retraction. Every single claim he'd made was dismantled with irrefutable evidence to back up every part of my story. The second the truth came out, the viewers who'd tuned in to watch me apologize exploded. All the goodwill they'd had for Tyler turned to rage and manipulated. Tyler's face turned bright red with rage and humiliation, and he tried to stammer out a defense.
No, it's not like that. Don't let her fool you, everyone.
But his words were drowned out by the roar of the crowd. Before he could finish his sentence, a furious female voice cut through the room.
Tyler, how dare you? I was in Switzerland getting cancer treatment, and you and this home-wrecking whore have been running my company into the ground. And you have the nerve to air our dirty laundry on the news?
Tyler's head snapped up, his face draining of all color. His knees went weak, like he was about to collapse.
What are you doing here?
Miss Claire stormed across the room and slapped Tyler hard across the face twice.
If Sophia hadn't alerted me, there's no telling what you and this little horch would have done next.
Mia saw which way the wind was blowing and tried to run, but Miss Claire grabbed her by the hair and yanked her back.
Trying to run? Not a chance in hell.
The room erupted into absolute chaos. The media had not expected this incredible twist, and the flash builds were popping non-stop. This shocking turn of events pushed the story into a full-blown frenzy. By the end of the day, 8 out of the top 10 trending topics were about the scandal. Tyler's lies about me were completely and utterly discredited. The public flooded me with sympathy for what I'd been put through, calling me the most wrong billionaire heiress ever. Riding the wave of publicity, I announced our company's new product line. It sold out within hours of launching and received rave reviews across the board. I really had Tyler to thank for the free advertising and the massive wave of organic traffic he'd sent our way. He, on the other hand, was completely ruined. Once Miss Claire found out everything he'd done, she kicked him out of the house with absolutely nothing. All the money and gifts Mia had gotten from Tyler were seized and returned to Mrs. Claire. Now the two of them were completely broke, on top of facing my defamation lawsuit. When the ruling came down, they were ordered to pay a massive sum in damages. And if they couldn't pay, they'd be going to prison. But honestly, they'd brought every bit of it on themselves. The combination of the product launch and the viral scandal made Carter Industries and my name household brands overnight. For a week straight, our company's stock price skyrocketed. Our new products were flying off the shelves, and our marketing department's phones were ringing off the hook with partnership inquiries. I was working around the clock, but I loved every second of it. This kind of success, earned with my own hard work and intelligence, was the most satisfying, grounding feeling in the world.